So Chelsea Handler posted this funny video about being childless on The Daily Show a few days ago. And men, conservatives, not just men, conservatives are just so upset about it. And I don't understand why. So let's see what she thinks about her personal life being childless and what is such a big deal about a woman in her, I want to say late 40s, don't quote me on that, maybe 50s, being childless. Why is it such a big deal? Let's check it out.
Myself back home. Then I get ready for a night out with what...
Wait, hold on.
This is a day in the life of a childless woman. I wake up at 6 a.m. I remember that I have no kids to take to school, so I take an edible, masturbate, and go back to sleep. I wake up at 12:30 p.m. and get ready for a busy day of doing whatever the I feel like. I put on my most impractical and stylish shoes since I won't be chasing a child around the grocery store. I go to my fave spot in Paris to grab a croissant. I do a meditation sesh on the plane since I have no screaming kids, allowing me all the time in the world to become enlightened. The weightlessness of my existence has granted me superhuman powers. I teleport myself back home. Then I get ready for a night out with whatever hot guy I met on Raya that morning. This is a day in the life of... I call up a babysitter and tell her that I don't need her since I still don't have kids. Now it's time for a workout, so I hit Mount Everest for a quick climb. I invent a time machine, go back in time and kill Hitler. Freeze, you bastard! It's amazing what you can do when you have this much free time. And that's a day in the life of a childless woman.
I had a mom who loved me, and she was always, Jesse, you're the smartest, and Jesse, you're the best. And then one day, I'm 18 years old, and I got a 0.0 grade point average in college. I'm not making that up. And I realized you're not actually smart. Everything you've been told is a lie, Jesse. You're actually quite stupid, and you're going to have to deal with that. That's what you see women like Chelsea Handler.
Did he just admit that he's an idiot? Who gets a 0.0 grade point average in college? And you're proudly saying that on TV, using that as an example to tell somebody that they're stupid? Okay.
Feminists like Chelsea Handler going with now, they've been lied to by their society forever, that you could be a girl boss and you can do anything a man can do, which everyone who's ever seen a woman back up a vehicle knows that's not true. But either way, they've been told that they should do career and don't do a family or anything like that. And soon you're Chelsea Handler. Soon it's Valentine's Day and your womb resembles a dried up tumbleweed blowing down an old western town. And your Valentine's Day date for the 10th year in a row is a 10-year-old copy of Magic Mike and a half-full bottle of Xanax, and you're trying to pretend like you're happy, but you're not happy. And it's actually not her fault. She's been lied to by a country that has lost its way. I had a mom who loved me, and she was always, Jesse, you're the...
Whew, that was exhausting. So for me, I just feel like America, America likes to pretend like it's such a advanced, liberal-minded, progressive country. And there's just so much oppression. That's what built the nation. That's what built, funny enough, oppression is what built freedom in this country. So the lack of freedom is what built freedom, the land of the free, yet built off the backs of free labor from slaves and of abusing women or oppressing women and trying to take ownership of their bodies. What is the problem with this video with Tucker Carlson? Why are you so obsessed with something that is not your business and has nothing to do with you? Why are you so obsessed? I don't understand it, the obsession about the behaviors of independent individuals. They are so obsessed. It's almost like, because historically, white men, and I'm not coming for all white men, I'm coming for conservative-minded people that think this way, because they do represent white men, and sometimes it's black women, like I'm not even going to name who, or white women, or different people from different demographics that support white patriarchy, right? So why do they it's like historically they are just used to having so much possession and ownership over Black people, women. Don't forget, women could only own credit cards, I think in the 50s. Don't quote me on that, but it's like recent. Like you could only have your own credit card without your husband. I remember in the UK, like in the 1800s, men could beat their wives. I'm sure it was similar here in America. So they're just so upset that like they don't have control. So they go on the internet and they vent. And I think, I saw somewhere today, someone was saying how the manosphere, they take up a lot of space and they get a lot of attention on the internet. And I think it's almost because people are so used to pedestalizing male opinions and, pushing the narrative that male opinions are superior. And it's like they're going online and they're venting about the new freedom in society that they're just so upset about. Female liberation movements, all these liberation movements, they're so upset about it, but they can do nothing about it because they can't control you. So they go on the internet and they vent and they complain. But the problem is that they don't realize that what they inspire in the world, they inspire. And this is why the US government is cracking down on male groups, right? The CIA or the FBI, they're going after male extremists because this is what you encourage. You then make men think that they have the rights. Did you see that video yesterday, of the guy that attacked this woman in a gym? She let him into the gym, she buzzed him open, and he came and he attacked her. But the funny thing is that you'll watch all these videos of a woman trying to shame a man in the gym, and these manosphere channels always want to complain. They always want to complain like, how dare this woman? They all covered that part. How dare this woman, entitled. But when it's like a man attacking a woman in the gym, which is way more common, by the way, they don't want to report that. They don't want to report the truth. And it's like, where's the accountability? Like, women aren't making these things up. Like, men are actually attacking women. This is why women are on guard in gyms. But they'll neglect that and act like, oh no, these women are crazy. I digressed. But back to this Chelsea Handler situation. These men are so furious, so upset that they don't have any control, any power anymore. Well, any visible power. Now they're trying to fight it by, controlling women's bodies and, preventing abortions and all these other things. But they don't have the option, and it just infuriates them. So look at some more comments from these conservatives, because it's not just men, women too. I wouldn't trade my beautiful, sweet daughter for all the self-love in the world, because you know what? Self-love is just materialism and self-idolatry. It's nothing. It's empty. It's vapor in the wind. Wow. But the tiny, precious soul I'm shepherding, that's eternal. It's real love. Like, I don't understand why people just can't accept that everybody doesn't think the way that they do. Everyone doesn't have the same values as you have. Everybody lives life. I say this all the time. Everybody lives life from their own vantage point in life and what they came on this planet to do and what they're hoping to achieve with their lives. So why do you have to impose not only your morals, but your own life's values on other people and make that a one size fits all? Why can't you accept that there are 8 billion people on the planet and we're all different? Why can't you just let people be who they are in their own skin? Why do you have to impose your own thing and then shame other people for the lifestyle that they want to live? I'm not saying that like I specifically I want to have kids. But if there's a woman that doesn't want to have kids, that's her business. Just like if there's a man that wants to be a vegan, that's his business. If there's a man that wants to be a conservative, that's your business. Who has the right to tell anybody how they should live their life? Mind your damn business. And that's what America is supposed to be about. But that's all branding and packaging, and it's a lie. Because you have these idiots making these silly comments. Who is this? Meghan McCain? I think this is that That's that doll in that movie. I don't know if it's a real doll, but she says, I wouldn't trade my babies for literally anything, and I used to never see myself as a mother. More people just saying all this crazy stuff. Conservative white women bragging about being childless is absolutely disgusting. My children are the best thing that ever happened to me. Her kitchen, surviving motherhood, one sip at a time. Mom's reasons to whine. Cassandra, Bianca, Alexis. Mama needs some wine. So you celebrate alcoholism and overindulging yourself because you have kids, but you want to shame other people that don't want to have kids. Okay, out of everything that I've said, this is the most important point that I want to make. People are fear-mongering society. There is this idea that there's a decline in women because women are the gatekeepers of their own wombs. There's this mentality that women are refusing to accept degenerate men, not degenerate. Women are refusing because there's a higher rate of male virginity. So women are being more selective, and they're refusing to settle down with men, and which leaves a lot of men unwived, which makes them upset. So that's kind of what's fueling this also. But you have these other women that decide that they're okay with being single. They're okay with living, their life, right? So there's this narrative of fear-mongering that, like, I saw this video, like, I don't know why men are just so obsessed with female bodies, female pregnancies, like, they're just using all these narratives. Like, I saw this video, and this guy was interviewing someone, again, two men obsessing over women's bodies. And they were just kind of talking about how, like, when a woman is, like, over 30, there's a 50% chance that she's going to have a child, just kind of fear-mongering women to pick a man and settle immediately. But I want to ask people this question that nobody really talks about when they think about the declining rates of relationships and the declining rates of births in the West. It's not even declining, but can we realize that our planet just reached 8 billion people in 2022? Do you realize that more people today are married? More people today are married because they say, like, I saw the statistic, by 2030, 50% of women will be single and childless. But do you realize that the population has boomed? Do you realize that today more people are married than 50 years ago? Just look at the statistics. I've pulled it up before. I'm not pulling it up right now. But more people, like, almost, like, I think it's up to double the rate of marriages now because the population has grown. So can you acknowledge that we are living in an overpopulated world, and we're seeing that the world is overpopulated because of issues with global warming, because of issues with viruses spreading, because the more that we encroach on animal habitats, the more that we mix with animals and more diseases spread. That's what happened in 2020. So the more that we overpopulate the planet, the more diseases that are extreme that spread across the planet that endangers us. And it's kind of like a nature's version of population control. But can we acknowledge that if people stopped having kids, 50% of the population stopped having kids, that would be okay for the planet? Can we just acknowledge that? Or is it because we watch other nations overpopulating, and the white people specifically don't like the idea that they're going to be the global minority, which they already are. But the idea that in India there's 1 billion people, in China there are 2 billion people, in Africa 1 billion people, the fact that there's so many people that are not white, I think they're kind of afraid of that they're the global minority, but they're not just the global minority, but they're declining. Whiteness might become extinct. So I think there's a level of fear there, and they're trying to push white women specifically to give birth more. So creating these, like, abortion laws and rules is to target white women, to stop them from having abortions, to make sure they have more babies so that the white population does not decline because of white supremacist ideals. But when you actually think about it holistically, and you think about the planet and not your selfish agendas, when you think about the planet, we are overpopulated. We do not need more people on this planet, and the planet is going to keep overpopulating. So if there are people that want to be childless, let them be childless. Because not only two things happen when there are more people in the world, right? You get more diversity in behaviors. You get more diversity in ideals. You get more diversity. So we can't push one agenda. We can't push one ideology as though that is the only ideology that should stand. And we should let people just live their lives as they want to. That's my point here.
I am miserable. In fact, I was just scrolling through my Instagram feed the other day, realizing how miserable I am. I'm miserable on the beach. And then here I am miserable on the top of a mountain. And then here I am miserable scuba diving. And then I'm miserable again smoking a joint in a hot tub. Every day is truly a new circle of hell for me. The simple truth is that I'm not having a kid because I'm happier without them. And that's really not of anyone's concern but my own. And no, I don't hate kids. I just don't want them. That's what's so great about nieces and nephews. I love being an aunt. I'm crushing that role. Guess who gave each one of them their first edible? This girl. Yeah.
So the thing is, women are being more selective. Women are saying they don't want to settle with men that are not up to par, and women are saying they're okay with being single and childless. But I think what is causing is a lot of involuntary celibates. And this is thought to be dangerous because then you have more men, shooting up schools, more men, attacking women in gyms, more men just doing terrorist things. And that's why you have the CIA investigating incels and the manosphere online. That's why you have these things, And so these men, which is so interesting to me, on these Tucker Carlson and all these people, instead of them to think about nurturing the men that are being, aggressive and abusive towards women, because these are the people they're really trying to speak to. These are the people that are trying to help. They're saying, it sucks that you have to be alone because you can't get a partner. I'm so sorry for you. It's obviously women's fault. But instead of teaching these men to hate women because women choose not to want to end up with a degenerate, why don't you just empower these men and tell them, have a bath once a day, shave frequently, get a haircut at least once a week or twice a week, groom, take care of yourself, go to the gym. Like they say, everyone go to the gym, take care of yourself. Why don't they push these narratives of self-development and focus on these narratives, right? Teaching men the actual steps of self-development instead of spreading ideologies that hate on women. Because the issue is not the women. The women are okay to be alone. It's the men that are involuntary celibates that don't end up with a mate. They're the ones that are upset. They're the ones that these programs are speaking to, but you're just fueling hatred towards women. Then you get upset when you're called a misogynist. But this is exactly what you're doing. How about the accountability? How about the accountability and trying to encourage more progressive, mindful, groomed, men? Shower daily, groom, take care of yourself, read books, go to the gym, work out. All of those things that they teach, why don't you focus on teaching men this stuff, self-improvement, instead of, berating women, always shaming women because these women don't want to settle with degenerates? That's just the question I have. Anyway, I totally understand and respect Chelsea Handler's decision, what she wants to do with her life and her free will and her free choice, and I think women are just realizing, look, ultimately they have this idea. Kevin Samuels, who said women will die alone, he ended up dying alone, which is funny. He ended up dying alone of heart disease, which is ironic. Someone that told women that they were overweight and all these things, he dies of heart disease. So people love to shame overweight people, but they're not checking all of the issues that they have with their bodies. That's another conversation. whatever the case is, let's do better, men. I'm not using an umbrella. I'm not, saying it's all men that act like this. I definitely never said it was men. I think it's a very conservative mindset. And I think people just need to be more open to understanding that people are different. There are differences in humans. We're all different. The more we overpopulate the planet, which is what we're doing, the more differences we're going to see in society. And so we're just going to have to accept that different lifestyle choices are okay. It might not be my lifestyle choice, but it's not my business. How about we learn to mind our business? And yes, okay, you could say that she was here advertising this lifestyle. She was here advertising. So of course she put us in her business, but there are many women, according to statistics, almost 50% of women who align with her and relate with her and look up to her. I don't think most women don't want to have kids. Most women probably do want to have kids, but she's one that doesn't want to have kids, and that's her God-given right. Mind your business. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all of the above. You're watching the Kenim O Show, and I'm your host, Kenim O. And guys, make sure you check out my new app, Ray the AI. Man, I should have this open all the time. Can I find it? Ray the AI, your on-the-go writing assistant. Let me check her. Ray, there we go. She's already there. Ray the AI, your on-the-go writing assistant. You can DM her on Instagram, on WhatsApp Messenger. WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, or Ray Messenger. And she, on the go writing assistant, she generates original human-like responses, emails, research data, essay code, stories, songs, etc. You can DM her now. She's ChatGPT, powered by ChatGPT, but on the go, accessible on all your socials. Check her out. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.